So we've narrowed it down to the 4 most beautiful and talented individuals, except for the other 11. They're all pretty cool too. On the top left, we got a name that some veterans of the game might remember fondly in a Sweet Num. And in the top right, we have Kip, who's still going by the name Southern Kip on SRL, and therefore on speed gaming. Kind of funny. On the bottom here, we've got 2 newer runners. I say that, but I think Kip has run the game less than Nintoaster has. But Nintoaster and Canadian Owl, still both very good runners, of course, but maybe not as experienced as our top runners here. Has anyone tried 15 on a single stream? That's a good question. However, I would not recommend. Sounds like a bad idea and a half. Looks like everyone's got their, what do you call them? Series times typed up in the SRL room. Don't want to spoil anything, but our top left runner may have got a pretty nice time for themselves. 46:22. Not to discredit the others. I think Kip had a high 45. I didn't see what Nintoaster had, and even Owl had a 44.5. Just still a very good series time. Anything above a 44 is generally really good. We are currently using Kip's audio because there's only 2 usable audios on the restream, apparently. A bit unfortunate that some people don't want to turn off their not game audio sound on their stream, but I can't judge people for how they decide to do things. Except Sweet Num. I'll judge Sweet Num as much as I want, because of that one time I watched him do a major minor rando and he checked every minor item. We won't talk about that though, that's another story. Anyways, so Sweet Num is the first to the elevator here, followed by Kip and Nintoaster, both pretty close to each other, and Owl just behind. So, yeah, all the runners fairly close so far. You'll notice neither of the bottom runners are using a timer. That's a bit interesting. I know Owl's stream is a bit awkward, which is why his isn't quite as well cropped as the other streams. You can see where the energy word cuts off. It's a little bit further to the left on Owl's stream. And that's because Owl's layout is a little bit jank, but, you know, it's fine. Everything is A-okay. And, yeah. Once again, Sweet Num maintaining his couple second lead, hitting the elevator up back to Criteria at 340, which is a full 5 seconds ahead of anyone else, which is pretty good. You know, Sweet Num, above average Super Metroid player, some would say. But that's all you can really say about that. Chat asks, I wonder how long Kip and Nintoaster will be synced, and unfortunately it looks like we've got our answer, as Kip is pulling a bit ahead of Nintoaster here in the climb. So Think is ruined. Oh, the Pirates helped a little bit, but Kip is still maintaining a bit of a lead over Nintoaster, with Owl bringing up the rear, but not by a lot, and Sweet Num way ahead of everyone at the moment. This is a great bomb time, 4:43. That is very good. Yeah, Kip having a bit slower than I think he normally gets at bombs. So it's like a 453 or 454, but still not too. Yes, Canadian Owl and Toaster do not have timers on their streams, so we'll have to go by the timers on the top. Hopefully everything's synced up at least decently. No, Sweetnum's stream is slightly ahead. Or I guess that would be slightly behind Kip, but not too bad. Everything is still relatively close, hopefully. I don't know. I don't want this to turn into me praising Sweetnum for being super ahead, but Sweetnum is still continuing to be super ahead, so we'll divert our attention towards him for now. Hitting the elevator at 6:09, which is really good. Just there's a few little spots where most people check a timer, or at least where I check the timer, so I'm basically most people. You know how it is. So I'll just point out like the little blips when I normally check the time for each runner. And by each runner, I mean probably just Sweetnum and anybody else who I notice. And by anybody else who I notice, I mean just Kip, because he's the only one that has a timer. I think another one there was at Super Missiles. I didn't see what Sweetnum's super time was, but Kip having a 650, not too bad. Actually, Owl, I didn't see what happened in Toaster, but Owl gained some ground on it. And so he has taken the 3rd place on stream. So one thing to note is that I believe both of our top runners are going to be doing new route, while both of our bottom runners are going to be doing old route. So that is worth watching if you like seeing both routes and how they stack up against each other. I missed a missile on the bomb Teresa door. Oof. I see. I guess I saw him back in that room. I just didn't realize. Like I said, I've been paying most attention to the top 2. My bad. But that's because nobody ever wants to commentate these with me. I'm the only one that does these. Feels bad, man. But enough about me. Let's talk about not me. Namely, all 4 runners just picking up their charge beam. And so we're going to see the route divergence here. You see Sweetnum and most likely Kip going up, where Nintoaster and Owl will go down. Actually, yeah, Kip is going to go up. I'm getting pinged. Not like this. Alright, yeah. So you see Nintoaster and Owl heading down to Kraid, the normal vanilla first boss, if you will. So it's a slower route, but it's also much easier. So you see even most high-level runners, I wouldn't say most, but a good amount of high-level runners still doing old route. Like, I actually, Sloters, who is, I think, the best in terms of BB in this race, he is actually going to be doing old route. He's currently grinding old route for a 43, which is, I believe, only 3 people have done that before. 3 or 4. That is true. Kip is probably going to be doing a slight variation on new route. The Captain Picard route does Kraid before Ridley instead of after, which is slightly slower but a decent amount safer. Since Lower Norfair is really scary in New Route, since you don't have plasma beams specifically, makes the Ridley fight and a lot of the rooms with key hunters not very easy because you can't just go through them quickly. Nice HBJ there from Kip. I didn't see how Sweetnum got across, but I believe he also did an HBJ because I don't think he got CWJ. Nice quick kill from Nintoaster as well, fighting a different boss. Or I guess Sweetnum and Kip will be fighting a boss shortly. Yeah, Nintoaster got a good quick kill. Owl getting a bit trolled by Kraid right now. And is not gonna get the quick kill. Uh-oh. Whoa, got a bit of a graphical glitches there from Sweetnum, but that's definitely not splicing, and it's all legit. Don't worry. Everything is A-okay. Anyways, Owl takes care of Kraid. Not as clean as he would have liked, but he takes care. We'll see how these Phantoon fights go for Sweetnum and Kip. That was a good first round from Sweetnum. Okay, Sweetnum did get CWJ. Ooh, Kip getting trolled by a fast eye close there. That's really unfortunate. And Phantoon is down for Sweetnum. Really nice fight. Well, I think it was a mid-mid, but still a nice fight. Kip needs some more missiles, unfortunately. And Phantoon is down for Kip as well. As both of our runners, or both of our bottom runners, head out of the Kraid's lair. Both gonna take the safety E-Tank here, the Kraid E-Tank. It's basically the best safety in the route because you get it so early and it helps you for every section of the game, pretty much. We see another splice there from Sweetnum. We see nothing from Sweetnum now as he turns off his monitor. He's definitely just capturing the monitor and not the game. So he lost a little bit of time in that room, but he's still got a nice lead over Kip for now. About a 10-second lead, 8 seconds-ish, I'd say. I don't know. Maybe 10 was closer. Either way, our bottom runners are picking up the high jump boots, which, as the name suggests, will allow them to jump higher than the average person. So we have a bit of a break as I wouldn't say bit of a break, we still got one more, kind of the last little scary part of Wreck Ship before basically all of our runners are going to be doing some item collection for a while. And that is this bowling area. See, Sweetnum entered that with 170 health, could only take 2 hits from those spikes, and you take a minimum of 2 hits going across. Each one does 60 damage, and so if he missed a jump, like say he jumped too late, he would have died. But luckily, Sweetnum is a veteran, so he's okay. Yo, Duckthon is happening on Speed Gaming Portugal. Or Portuguese, which I guess is probably mostly Brazilian. Either way, I don't know what that is, but sounds cool, so check it out maybe. Alright, so Sweetnum and Kip both have their gravity suits. See Nintoaster picking up his speed booster. He's gonna go down below it and get the wave beam as well, while Owl is following in his footsteps. Oops. I just closed something. So yeah, we've got a bit of a break here. Nothing super interesting is going to be happening for a while. Just some item collections. You see the items that Owl and Nintoaster picked up. the speed booster wave and high jump, our top two runners are just going to be going down to Norfair and picking up those 3 items plus the ice beam. So we're going to see a lot of mandatory item collection, picking up all the items that save time in the run. So not super interesting stuff, although Toaster and Owl will be heading up to Rex Ship to fight to do their Phantoon fight shortly, which will take much less time due to the difference in items when they get there. Oh yeah, they also get Spazer, so that's an item that they pick up in this. And I hit him with a Cephal Gagar. Super appropriate joke for the situation. Alright, let me actually rejoin the SRL. There we go. Oh, right. I kind of forgot. Kip is doing Kraid first, so he will end up looking like he's a good amount behind Sweetnum, but Sweetnum will still have to do Kraid on his way out of Norfair, so we'll really see how they compare after Kraid to which one is ahead. Yeah, here's another boss fight. We'll see if Kip can get the quick kill. And Toaster having a bit of trouble trying to get the down grab or ledge grab Red Tower climb. Unfortunately doesn't get it, but still makes it up Red Tower no problem. As Owl begins his Red Tower ascent, Kip gets a nice quick kill on his Varia suit, and now he is on his way down to Norfair, while Sweetnum has just picked up his high jump and ice beam and is now going over to pick up speed and wave, and then from there head down to Lower Norfair. For some reason I have a lot of packet loss in Discord. Not sure why, but hopefully I sound fine anyways. Oh no. Aussie. We got our first forfeit of the race from Aussie 101. Unfortunately, soft locked while breaking the tube. And how that works, I believe, if you enter the door transition on the frame that the tube breaks, then in the next room you will be frozen in place, similar to how you're frozen in place during the tube animation. But since the tube animation can't play in a different room, you are soft locked. That's probably not exactly how the trick works, or not really trick. It's you don't want to be doing it, but you know. Not 100% sure how it works, but it is a soft lock. It freezes you in place and you aren't able to move. So unfortunately, Aussie is not going to be continuing. And so we've got a Fantoon fight here for Nintoaster. It's a nice first round X Factor. I imagine he'll finish off the fight with missiles. As Owl enters his Fantoon fight. Unfortunately, Nintoaster gets a slow there. And slow with a fast eye close and a slow reappear, because of course. Gets a nice mini Doppler to finish off Fantoon though. Meanwhile, Owl trying a slightly different setup for Fantoon. Bit of a hybrid fight. And he gets a really nice fight, actually. I think that's a fast mid. Maybe a fast slow, I'm not sure. Oh, he said slow fast in chat, so I guess it would be a slow fast. Still a really nice fight. Catches him up a little bit with Nintoaster, but not too much. Sweetnum has made his way down to Lower North Air after picking up his Speed Booster and Wave. So now we get to see some maybe a bit more exciting gameplay here. Definitely high risk, as this part of the game is not easy at all. Let's see if he gets the fast pillars. Of course he does. Sweetnum is pretty good at his stutter taps. This is another hard strat there, the worst room in the game strat. Really nice to see all of this executed optimally. Hopefully we see the same from... Looks like we're gonna get a nice bowling spark there from Nintoaster, making it across the bowling alley. It saves a little bit of time. I think it saves more than a little bit, but I don't know. Looks like Owl is gonna get it too. He even kills the, I think it's John Schemer. Of course, shout out to French Lightning John, who is not here today, but he should. And so Nintoaster has his gravity suit. One of the ways to see who's ahead in new route versus old route is a gravity suit versus going down the Lower North Fair elevator. And so you can see how ahead Sweetnum is of the pack, or at least of the bottom half of the screen. Really cool stuff to see. Looks like Kip is just going for the gravity jump through the Gravitron. I'm not sure what Sweetnum did because I'm not good at paying attention, I guess, but you know. Sweetnum entering with maybe not super optimal health into Ridley, but we'll see. I imagine he'll be fine. He's been in this situation before. It's a nice triple X Factor. I think one of the particles got blocked by the tail, but still a nice opening. Gonna see an worst room in the game from Kip here, and he also gets it nice and clean. The power bomb actually gives you a lot more iframes on the pirate than you expect, so it's definitely still a very tough trick, because if you go for the wall jump up to the top and miss it, then you're in for a bad time. But before you go for it, you have a bit of wiggle room. I don't know if that made any sense, but you know. See Nintoaster and soon Owl heading over to Meridia. It looks like Owl actually gained some time in just movement from Wreck Ship to Norfair. Or not Norfair, Meridia. Feels like every time I look at the bottom half, either one of them, or either Owl is falling behind or Owl is caught up from falling behind. So, oh no, I was looking. And Sweetnum died to Ridley. Oh no. Well, we know who's ahead between Sweetnum and Kip now. And yeah, Sweetnum is gonna forfeit from the race. Hopefully Kip's Ridley fight goes better. He has a lot more health, so I imagine it will. And Toaster going for a, I don't think he meant to do that. Going for a little bit of a janky X-Factor on Batoon. I think he just missed the jump. His health is not looking great, and he's missed a couple supers, not to mention the X-Factor that just didn't hit. Owl's actually caught up with a much cleaner Batoon. So Owl takes the lead between him and Nintoaster anyways. Yep, he's got about a Iron Fanfare's lead now. Picking up the E-Tank a little bit before, or rather the E-Tank Fanfare ended a little bit before Nintoaster picked his up, so about a 8 to 10 second lead. See if he can get full halfy. Nah, just gonna go for the normal halfy. Unfortunately, Nintoaster bonked to the door, so he can't go for either. And Ridley is down for Kip. Nice fight. Of course, he had a bit more energy than Sweetnum, but, you know, sometimes that's what it takes. That's why he did Kraid first. Got that Kraid E-Tank and had much more energy for the fight. So, Nintoaster and Owl both setting up for Dragon. Gonna do some X-Factors plus Speed Booster strats. Like a good opening from Owl, judging by the color of Dragon. Getting a little bit trolled by Dragon swooping more than she normally does. Gonna need one more spark for Owl, as Nintoaster might actually finish it off here. Oh, not quite. And Owl gets the bad frame for Spike Suit after finishing off Dragon. So he did not get it. That is not what you want to see. Nintoaster, I think he's just going to keep the blue suit, looks like. So he'll have that advantage. He'll be able to do a spark across Coliseum. Doesn't lose too much time in old route since you pick up Space Jump, but, you know, it is still a time save nonetheless. Well, it's definitely a time save if Owl falls down here. Oh, wait, what happened? Did Nintoaster lose it? Oh, I looked away and he didn't have the blue suit anymore. That's unfortunate. Hello, Ujfistij. Welcome to the chat. And Owl and Toaster head up to get their plasma beam as Kip enters Meridia to go finish off his last boss. Gonna have a similar Dragon fight to what we just saw from Toaster and Owl. The only real difference is that he's killed Ridley. It doesn't really have any difference in items. Also, of course, he won't be picking up Space Jump or Plasma Beam since they lose time in this route. There's the Plasma Beam from Owl. So once again, we've got a bit of a break here. Owl and Toaster are going to be going down through Lower Norfair, but it's going to have they're going to be much safer than Kip and Sweetnum were due to increased weaponry and items. Well, Kip does some bosses we've already seen. It's a nice first round Botwoon. Ooh, maybe not quite. Yeah, barely gets the one round in. Got a little bit trolled with Botwoon's hitbox, so he actually doesn't have any super missiles. He needs at least one to get through to Dragon, and ideally he wants two. Yeah, these bugs here are actually kind of unusually nice about dropping super missiles, it feels. Yeah, unfortunately, Sweetnum died to Ridley. I think Ridley was dead, judging by his comment in SRL. A nice full halfie there from Kip. That is not an easy trick, of course, which is why this is the first time we've seen it so far. You see Owl and Toaster. And Toaster has actually done a decent job catching up to Owl. Once again, they're keeping it close for Kip actually doing a rain dance trap for Dragon. Unfortunately, missed the top particles, so Dragon didn't take as much damage as he would have liked. Ooh, and he gets grabbed. That was a really troll goop particle. But anyways, Toaster and Owl are both picking up the ice beam. Looks like they're both doing the northern route. Oh, that's a lie. Toaster's doing the northern route, and Owl is doing the southern route to Lower Norfair. They're both comparable in terms of speed. The southern route is slightly faster, but it also costs you a power bomb, and farming the power bomb up takes a little bit of time. Of course, you don't technically need the power bomb unless you miss fast pillars, but, you know. It does have this nice space jump, though, there, you saw from Owl. That's a really fun one to do optimally. And actually, Owl is I guess he was already in the lead, but yeah, it's about comparable. They both took about the same amount of time. And Toaster getting the chronic boost first try, while Owl just going to go for the backup boost, so puts Toaster in a slight lead. There they are, synced down the elevator. Look at that. Look at that. We'll see how long this sync stays. Looks like Toaster's already got himself about a second lead. And it's gonna be... Oh, wait! He didn't get fast pillars? What happened? Did he spark diagonally? Owl didn't even go for fast pillars. He's just going through the room with power bombs. And look at that, we're already back pretty much in sync. This is going to be a tight finish. Well, I say that, but there's still a lot of places they can lose a lot of. Meanwhile, Kip has made it back to Criteria and is on his way to G4. Oh, he just bonked the bottom pillar? Okay. It's strange that he broke the blocks but still bonked the pillar. I don't know how that works. Owl is a bit frozen. He's back. So Kip is going to enter Torian on a mid 44 pace. Low to mid 44, depending on how good Torian is. That is assuming baby skip, but I imagine Kip can get the baby skip. What's the skill range? We really have runners of all skill levels. Like, we've definitely got some newer runners. Like, some runners around the, close to the hour mark. Of course, we do have, higher level runners like Kip and Sweetnum. We've really got runners of all skill levels, so if you wanna join one of these, they happen every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Eastern. So if you're interested in running any percent, I would recommend doing so. So anyways, I got my mandatory plugging the weekly race, so I think that's I think I get my paycheck from speed gaming now. I got a bit of a slideshow from Owl. And so, Sloters entered G4 at 37:27, which was what was that, about a minute after Kip? But since he's doing old route, he will save a bit of time in Turian. So him and Sloters and Kip are both going to be finishing fairly close to each other. And Toaster needs to be careful. He needs to be careful. He needs to be careful. Okay. He's fine. Meanwhile, Owl is striking a pose here. Not sure how he's doing, but I assume he's fine. Well, and he spliced out the Ridley fight, so we can only assume things went poorly, but luckily he had a nice backup ready. And Kip did not get the baby skip. Uh-oh. It's not that bad, but that actually is good news for Sloters off stream. If Sloters gets baby skip and a really clean Turian, he might actually finish first. That's going to make things really close. Unfortunately, we only get to see one half of that race, but, you know, can't have everything, I suppose. As Nintoaster and Canadian Owl are on their way out of Lower Norfair. Both not having ideal health, but they should be okay, as long as they take this room. The Three Musketeers safe. Owl's just going for it, but he's got a little bit more health, so he can handle it. He can handle. Okay. Took one more hit than I would have hoped, but he made it through. We'll see what Nintoaster does. Yeah, Nintoaster's just gonna take this safe, shoot the pirates from, or shoot the key hunters from platforms below. He's kind of a nice, safe room. That does mean Owl saves even more time. So Owl is looking good. I don't think either are running 50 pace. I think they're both running, or sub 50 pace, I should say. I think they're both running mid to high 50. Rasu's on an insane pace. Look at that. Rasu running old route. It's on pace for a 47. That is crazy. You see Kip doing his mother brain fight. I imagine, yeah, Ketchup is gonna begin right now. He saw the wind up, so he knew how to prepare. And Sloter's person, I said he was right on par with Kip, and I guess he must have got hit by a Ketchup or something, because he ended up forfeiting from the race. Oh no. So, judging by SRL, it looks like this is Kip's race now. The second and third place runners, Firebat and Rostu, are both running like high 47s, and Kip is still running about a mid or high 44, low 45 pace. Which is, I would say it's good. You have a nice, or it's nice to see the person finishing in first on the restream. It's a bit unfortunate what happened to some of our other runners, like Sweetnum and Sloters especially, were both in first place, I imagine, at times, but neither one was able to close out the run, unfortunately. That is the danger of this game. Not everyone's gonna finish every race, so it's good to see Kip finishing with a really good time. So. Alright, so just on to the escape for Kip. I guess I should mark Sweetnum forfeit. I did it now. But he's been forfeited for a while. Does that not show up on the layout? I thought it still showed up on the four-way layout, but I guess not. Don't you worry, Kip is well under sub 50. This is going to be really close. It's going to be about a 45 flat. Like, I think it's going to be slightly above a 45. Oh, now it's definitely... Bit of an unfortunate spark there. The Zenny spark, as some people call it. According to SRL, has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 45 minutes and 3 seconds. GG to Kip, finishing in first. Yeah, he would have had a sub 44 had he not bonked in the climb spark, but that's all right. That's still a really good time, especially for a race. Yep, I want to see everyone with their GGs in chat. Looks like Owl got the baby skip as well. Nice to see. Unfortunately, Nintoaster had a bit of an awkward last jump there. I don't think it was high enough, and he got grabbed. So that should seal it for the on-stream race. Owl should be too far ahead. Unless he dies, or softwalks at Mother Brain 1, which is possible since he has one less super missile than Nintoaster. He can't miss a super, and he can only miss 2 missiles. Whereas Nintoaster has an extra super of leeway on Mother Brain 1. Yeah, I jinxed Owl. I have already accepted that, but don't worry about it. Alright, he's fine. You see Owl on it. Nope, we lost the restream for a second. We're back though. Yes, you see this a much easier fight here with Plasma. And Rasu finishes with an official SRL time of 48 minutes and 1 second. I don't know if that was a 47, like, for Rasu. I don't know if it's a 47 without the delay to hit done. Either way, that is, I believe, just a straight up PB for Rasu, and it's a race PB by close to 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Firebird finishes in third with a time of 48:43, just by. But yeah, that's a race PB for Rasu, so shout outs to him. Alright, unfortunately, we will not have time for interviews. Uh-oh. Seem to be losing some audio. Am I allowed to switch to Kip, like, after it's already done? Probably shouldn't do that, because he might be, like, using his mic, so I won't do that. And we have Woody finishing in fourth with a time of 49:25. And apparently, Rasu finished with exactly 48 minutes, or a time of exactly 48 minutes, I should say. Toasty finishes in fifth, 15 seconds behind Woody, a time of 49:40. It's actually a really good time. I actually, like, that's only a few seconds off of Toasty's PB, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people finishing up here. See, maybe if Owl keeps lagging, he'll just disconnect from SRL, so Nintoaster will officially win the race. That's the strat. And Toaster's over here toggling Owl's internet. Hey, thank you, FPS. Yeah, we're having a bit of a laggy escape sequence here from Owl. Bit unfortunate. He still isn't done. Oh, he's saving the animals. Of course he is. Oh boy, that's actually fun. I don't want to spoil that. Sorry, you better be sorry, Owl. I'm still insulted you didn't want to do commentary with me. Just please. I'm funny. I'm a cool guy. I mean, I'm a little bit cool, I think. Anyways, so we've got Owl finishing in 6th with a time of 51 minutes and 17 seconds. Hero 82 off stream finishing in 7th with a time of 51 minutes and 19 seconds. And then Toaster finishing a few seconds behind that with a time of 51:30. And that is going to do it for us, I believe. So, yeah, we've got another race. Apparently, we've got a Final Fantasy 1 race coming up at midnight. So that is in 5 minutes. So if you're here for that, then I've never actually played Final Fantasy 1, so never mind speedrunning it. So hopefully you have a good time. Anyways, so shout outs to all the runners in the SRL race. We've got a few off streams still going, but we will see we will not see how that develops because we are going to have to head off. So big shout outs to Speed Gaming, all the staff involved. They do good work. I enjoy Speed Gaming a lot. They make things easier as a commentator. And yeah, I don't actually remember all the things I'm supposed to say to close out the commentary. So just pretend I said all of it. And I'll see you next time.